Thank you for tuning in. It's a Friday night, mid-October, and I decided to do a video tonight on comparing a Glock versus a Springfield XDm. You know, a lot of people say, well, the XDm is a takeoff on the Glock, a takeoff on the SIG, a takeoff a little bit on the 1911. It's got a little bit of all three of them in them. In the Springfields, I'm going to really specifically focus on the Springfield XDm in this video. First thing we want to do is safety check the guns, which of course I've done. We're good to go. Now, let's talk about the differences in a Glock and a Springfield. Of course, you know how much I love Glocks. I've got a lot of them, 15, 18, 20 of them. This is a 19 here just for demonstration purposes. I just thought that before you spend your hard-earned money, maybe you should get an idea that there's other options besides Glock. I love the Glocks, but I do love the Springfields also. And I tell you right now, they're about $200 plus more than a Glock. So price does come into play. That gives Glock the advantage. Reliability, they're equal. They've both been through guns and ammo torture tests. They're very equal. They're both going to go bang when you pull the trigger. But let's talk about some other things right now, and some specifics. I'm going to really focus in more on the Springfield because you know about the Glock already. They're very simple, they're reliable, they're easy to break down. They'll just go bang when you pull the trigger. They're there for you. But you may not know that much about the Springfield XDm. Extreme Duty is what the XD stands for. The M stands for a couple things, including match gray barrel and melanite in the finish. So we're going to talk about that also. Let's zoom in on the Springfield XDm and talk about some nitty-gritty details. Okay? First of all, it's got a lot of safeties on this firearm, which you may like or you may not like. On the top, if it were loaded now, which it's not, there would be a little pin sticking up here. Can you please zoom in right there? So you can visually look at it, or if it's dark and it's like next to your bedstand, you can just touch it and you can feel it. It's loaded or it's unloaded. Like right now it's unloaded. So it's flush against the slide. This little pin would stick up. On the back, it's got this pin sticking out the back. And I tell you what, this decocker indicator, it pops out a pin right here. As you can see now, it's popped out. If I pull the trigger, it's gone. Okay? So you can visually look at it and you can physically feel that pin is not stuck out. So you know there's no round in the chamber. Then you also have this 1911 type of safety on the XDm. Now the Glock, really no safeties. They say the trigger is a safety. It's really not much of a safety in my opinion, unless you were to accidentally pull the trigger by the side. And that's a little bit of a safety. But I'm just being realistic. The Glock basically doesn't have a safety, and which is why law enforcement chooses it. So it's up to you. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I just want your opinion. Would you spend a couple extra $100 plus for the Springfield, or would you like your Glocks? And you know, I love my Glocks. I just love them. I also love the Springfield. Actually, I just ordered a very pricey shoulder holster for this. I'm way into the shoulder holsters. Some other things we could talk about, just please take a look at me, is the breakdown on the Springfield is very SIG-like. You see we have this lever here, and what I'm just going to do is lock the slide in place, okay, just like that. I'm going to slide this up. Okay, I'm going to take the slide off. It's just that simple. And it has a steel guide rod. You know, you kind of get what you pay for. You don't have to buy that aftermarket and spring. And just put it back in place. And then I'll lock the slide back in place. Let's put this back down. That's that easy. So it's very SIG-like. And I don't think there's a problem with companies getting ideas from other companies. I see car manufacturers doing it all the time. So you have a 1911 type of safety on the back. You have a lot of Glock-like features on this gun as far as the polymer, but Springfield goes one step further and they add melanite to their finish, both on the polymer and the slide. So this steel slide is just first of all, it's gorgeous. You know, aesthetically, you know, which one do you like better? It's all in the eye of the beholder. I'm not going to say which one, you know, well, this is kind of prettier. You got to admit that. But the Glock performs very well. It's very worth the price. It's inexpensive. Even in today's economy, you can still get a Glock between $500 and $600. That's why I have so many of them. These are a little pricey, but I wanted to bring it to your attention. And right now, as a matter of fact, Springfield has a special. I just saw on their website. I didn't know about this. You can get 3 free magazines if you buy. This is mid-October. If you buy in, I think, the next 60 days. So check into that. In fact, make sure I'm correct on that, by the way. But I'm pretty sure I'm correct. 3 free magazines in addition to the firearm. So that's a sweet deal. You go to Impact Guns through my website if you wish. It's up to you. See their prices, see if they're competitive. ArmoryExpressOutlet.com. But let's talk about the gun. How about the grip? Which grip do you like better? This is a Gen 3 Glock, which is perfect and fine. It has the thumb rest here. Please zoom in on this thumb rest. The Glock, it's kind of small. And you know, this might seem a minor thing, until I'm trying to bring out the attention to detail. You hold a Springfield XDm in your hands, and it's got the ambi thumb rest just like the Glock, but look how it's more profound on the XDm. You can put different thicknesses on the back of the grip and change the width. It's got detailed polymer serrations with a melanite finish. I just want your input. What do you think? Let's zoom in closer on the XDm and talk about some other things. First of all, the trigger is steel on this XDm, and what they claim over at Springfield is that they have what's called the minimal reset trigger, and that's another part of the M. XDm stands for match grade barrel, melanite finish, M for melanite, and M for minimal reset trigger, claiming that it has the shortest travel of any polymer gun. And it's steel, okay? So that's an advantage. What else can I tell you here? The barrel, of course, is match grade, like I said. They're both striker fire pistols. This is an 8-inch overall length. It's a really nice size. I got one with a rail. I have a laser on it, and I like having a light and laser on my guns. And if I can't holster it, I'll take it off and holster it. And if I want to leave it at home, I'll slide that light and laser back on. So there you have it. Both of them have been through Guns and Ammo 20,000 torture tests. And let's look at both guns again. And I want your input. Really, I want your input. What do you think? Is it worth the money to spend on the couple of extra features I spoke to you about on the Springfield? Thicker gauge polymer, by the way, there's no doubt about it. Steel guide rod and melanite within it. A thicker, heavier, dutier gun. Both of them are excellent. Both of them can go through torture tests. And they'll both save your life. They're both going to go bang when you pull the trigger. And you know, the Glock is kind of really the biggest bang for your buck, that's for sure. That's why I have so many of them. And the Springfield is a little bit prettier aesthetically and a little bit more ergonomic. And it's got the extra little features I spoke to you about. It's won a lot of tournaments, this gun. This is a pretty famous gun right now, and it's a big hot seller. So I just wanted to bring the Springfield XDm to your attention on this Friday night. I'm going to check out right now and tell you that we got a lot of cool stuff going on. If If you hear an echo in the room, it's because we're building a new studio here. It's going to be very special. This sound will be all totally different in 2 weeks. A lot of good things happening on the channel, including a really special video I'm working on as far as life advice, because that means a lot to me. I'm going to go sit back here tonight after this video and get back and type away about 50 PMs. So just please, all the PMs, I'm there. I'm coming back to you with, I can type only so fast. It seems like if I respond to 50 of them, there's a new 40, 50, which is great. Keep them coming in, keep them coming in, keep them coming in. And I'll get to them as soon as I can, but I want you to realize I care about all of you and I'm going to get to them. But really, XDm, and if you're going to get a Springfield, I think you should go for Spring, no pun intended, for the extra money and pay for the match grade barrel and the melanite. And take a look at their website. Read up on it, learn up on it. They have a really nice PowerPoint presentation type of on their website. And the Glock is super special also. You know, it's just perfect. So let me know what you think. Glock or Springfield or both. I say both. Check it out. Have a great weekend.